Jovan Buha! Buha!
And then final thing is rotation update here, because I think one of the first things I thought of hearing LeBron playing 35 minutes per game is I've thought about like the general framework of the rotation, but I actually hadn't really thought about the minutes. And so if we right now look at like the current minutes distribution for the Lakers, you have Luka and Austin are in that 37-ish range right now. I think that'll come down a little bit. You have Luka at 37, Austin at 36, Rui at 35, which I think we're just going to swap in LeBron for those 35 minutes from Rui, Ayton at 30, Marcus at 29, Jake right there at 29. So let's give Rui more the Jake minutes in terms of that total. And Rui will probably play even a little bit more than that. He'll probably be in like that 30 to 32 minute range. But if we just look at the top six, right, whether it's Marcus starting as the fifth guy or Rui starting as the fifth guy, I think the Lakers are going to have six guys playing at least 28 minutes, if not more, per game. And with three of those guys in particular, with Luka, Austin, and LeBron, probably all being at 35 plus. So some quick basic math, you get to, with those six guys, if everyone's playing around 30 plus and a couple of those guys are at like 35 plus, give or take, a couple minutes here or there, you kind of get to like 195 minutes pretty easily from those six guys, which leaves you with 45 minutes for the final 3 to 4 players in the rotation, depending on if the Lakers are going with 9 or 10 guys. So based on the minutes distribution up to this point, Laravia's been at 29, Gabe's been at 24. Those are the two guys I've highlighted as the 7th and 8th men in the fully healthy rotation. So just with those guys' current minutes alone, like obviously Gabe's minutes are inflated by him being a starter to start the season. He's not going to continue to start. You can get to 45 minutes just with those two guys and have an 8-man rotation. And that's before mentioning Jackson Hayes, Maxi Kleber, Jared Vanderbilt, Dalton Connect. So among those 4 guys, I think at least 2 of them are going to be squeezed, if not potentially 3 of them. And maybe the Lakers go still with the 10-man rotation. I think a 9-man rotation probably makes the most sense. But I think right now, if I had to peg it, it's probably, again, some version of Marcus or Rui as the 5th guy. The other guy is the 6th guy. Then you go Jake 7th, Gabe 8th, and then probably Jackson 9th. And then maybe that 10th player is matchup dependent, or if someone gets in foul trouble or someone's having an off night, whatever, you go to either Maxi, Vando, or Dalton. I do think looking at it, Vando and Dalton are probably the 2 guys who get squeezed the most, because you are adding more of a perimeter player in LeBron. And based on Vando playing 8 minutes against the Bucks in a game that there was no LeBron, no Gabe, no Marcus, no Rui, he does seem to be the guy on the outside looking in with the rotation. So Lakers can maybe, again, stretch this to 10, but we're talking about, unless someone is taking a big step back minutes-wise, I think the top 6 are all going to be at 28 plus. And if you do the math, you get pretty close to 200 minutes across those 6 players. So that leaves, again, 40-ish to 45 minutes for 3 to 4 players. And Jake, to me, should be a guy playing at least 20 minutes a night. Gabe's probably going to be a guy playing 15 minutes a night. So you might only have 10 to 15 minutes for the final 2 rotation spots. And that just might all go to Jackson Hayes, and you play the 2 centers, close to 48 minutes. So the Lakers do have a little bit of a rotation squeeze here. I think it's certainly a good problem to have, and a better problem than they've had in the past. Go back to last season when they could barely play 6 guys in the playoffs, right? Like, I think there's a solid 9 or even 10-man rotation here. And it's a good problem to have too many guys vying for minutes. But with just putting things in perspective here, with LeBron playing 35-ish minutes once he's back to full strength, it gets really tricky to play like guys 9 and 10 many minutes in this rotation. But I think, again, good problem to have and a better problem to have than in years past where the Lakers were forced to play inferior players too many minutes. Like now, I think it's more so they have such a solid top 8 or 9 that you don't necessarily need to go into the depth of your rotation.